What's going on, Silverback Nation? Great to be with you here on Wednesday, April 3rd. You are in the jungle. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the jungle. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out anytime our bets go live. There are 9 games tonight in the association. I've got picks for 6. There are 3 games I want you to stay away from just because this time of year NBA betting is so hard. Those 3 games are Portland at Charlotte, Indy at Brooklyn, and Toronto at Minnesota. Toronto's lost about 15 games in a row. Minnesota's a juggernaut. I don't know what's going to happen there. Portland, Charlotte, both ton of injuries, ton of guys sitting. There's no good bets there. And Indy, Brooklyn, both those teams, points could come from anywhere. Indy, it matters a little bit. They've been really hard to bet on. So we're staying away from them. But I do have a bet in 6 games that I like a lot for the season now. Let's recap. Yesterday, we were 1-2 for the season. 326 and 237. We are up 31.52 units. Let's work. Now, we have a lot of first quarter props. And as I've said, we've done very well with those this season, Nation. And the reason I like those a lot, we'll talk about in general, is because they're blowout proof, right? You can get a pretty good read, and I found that pretty good read on first quarter accuracy in terms of how much they're going to play, how much they're going to shoot, a little bit better than you can for the full game. That's why we've done a lot of them and done very well with them so far. Also, this time of year, especially resting guys for playoffs, we know if it's a must-win game or a game they want to use to get up in the standings, they're going to play their first quarter minutes, but we don't know beyond that. So first quarter is a good bet this time of year. Number 1, we go to the Lakers at Washington. Rui Hachimura of the Lakers over 2.5 first quarter points. Over this in his last 5, 8 of his last 10, averaging 4.4 first quarter points. In his last 10, 3.3 field goal attempts and 1.3 3-pointers. Just hit 1 for us today. Rui Hachimura over 2.5 first quarter points. Detroit at Atlanta. Atlanta and Chicago are jockeying between the 9 and 10 spot for the last play-in spot to host that game. We're going, so Detroit's meaningless game, Cade Cunningham's game-time decision like he always is. But Atlanta does want to win this, and we're going to back Clint Capella to have a double-double here for plus money. Plus 110 right now on FanDuel. Rebounding line, over 11.5. His points line over 10.5, but to get 10-plus points is minus 140. Books think that's going to happen. He has had a double-double in 6 of his last 7. I love him today for a double-double for plus money, Clint Capella. Oklahoma City at Boston. Shea is game-time decision. Jaylen Brown is game-time decision. We love Derek White today of the Celtics over 2.5 first quarter points. Over this in 8 of his last 10. Last 10 averaging 4.6 points per first quarter, 3.3 field goal attempts, and 1.4 threes. Derek White over 2.5 first quarter points. Memphis at Milwaukee. Game is meaningless for Memphis. Not that meaningful for Milwaukee. They pretty much have that 2 seed locked up. But I do love. He's been hitting this like crazy. Santi Aldama, Santiago's kid of the Grizzlies, over 2.5 first quarter points. He's going to get his minutes. He plays 9.2 minutes per first quarter in the last 10. Over this in 8 of 10, shoots a ton. 3.7 field goal attempts in their first quarter and 2.6 threes. Make one of those, Santi. Over 2.5 first quarter points. Orlando at New Orleans. Good game. Looking forward to this one. We're backing Gary Harris of the Magic over 2.5 first quarter points. Over this in 14 of his last 16, playing 10 minutes per first quarter. Gary Harris of the Magic over 2.5 first quarter points. One more game. We have Cleveland at Phoenix. Donovan Mitchell over 4.5 first quarter points. A low line for him. I know he's coming off an injury, just selling him, but he's over this line in 80% of games this season. 16 of his last 20. 4.5 is a low line for him for minus 124 on FanDuel. We'll take that every day. It's Dean Mitch over 4.5 first quarter points. Have a great day, Silverback Nation, and I'll see you tomorrow with a little more money in your pocket.